It has been about 6 weeks since we have got an update from Ubisoft or Assassin's Creed in regards to how well Shadows has actually performed. Remember, guys, 3 million players. What exactly does that mean? Don't know. Second highest day one sales revenue in Assassin's Creed franchise history. Okay, cool. Well, what are we comparing to? What's the first place looking like? What are those numbers and how much of a drop off? Okay, how much wiggle room do we have between 1 and 3? Or can we get some hard data on this one? Biggest Ubisoft day one ever on a PlayStation digital store? Oh, okay, cool. I don't know what that means, but all right. Best community ever. Oh, okay, cool. Now you ran out of accolades that quickly, huh? But yeah, 3 million players, guys. 3 million players as of March 27th, and legitimately no other updates since then. Absolutely wild. That is, of course, until earlier this week when Assassin's Creed, no savior for struggling Ubisoft, because eventually they had to pay the piper. Eventually they had to do an earnings call, and bro, it's bad, okay? A bumper release for the latest Assassin's Creed installment did not save French video games giant Ubisoft from falling back into the red in its 2024-2025 financial year, the company said on Wednesday. Oh shit, because to just go ahead and give you a graph. Remember how everybody was, laughing? Oh my god, oh man, oh shit, oh the official Assassin's Creed account, oh just ratioed grums. Oh, they said, oh, at least our game is out. Oh, but now who's laughing? The guy who's actively working on and developing his game that's listening to community feedback, or the company that fell another 2 points in the stock market. Sucks to suck, I guess. But the company had a 1 through 2 profitability in 23-24 after a near €500 million loss in the previous period. The string of disappointing releases undermined this year's performance, with a net loss of €153 million in revenue of $1.9 billion, down 17.5% year on year. Over the past 12 months, Ubisoft would-be blockbuster, yes, Star Wars Outlaws, fell short of sales expectations on release. Cancelled multiplayer first-person shooter X Defiance Skull and Bones, the first quadruple A game, ended up dying in the crib. But hey, the first year update, guys, everybody loves it, right? I think what was it, PC Gamer said? I can't believe I'm right in this because it's so great, but nobody played that bullshit. We'll get back to the financial report because there was some spicy data that eventually would have to get released, and it's so funny, right? Because now that we have some sales data, which you can go ahead and find it, like right here, okay, like they got the firm numbers. This isn't Circana and Matt Piscatella going, oh, trust me, bro, we got the list. We won't give you the numbers, but hey, you can take a look at our charts, and yeah, we could give you the numbers, but just shut up. No, we got hard data, and yeah, there's a reason why Ubisoft was a little bit more proud of saying we have 3 million players as opposed to how many people actually bought this shit. 2 months ago, Ubisoft launched another quadruple A game. That title, the CEO called himself a make or break for the company. Within days, Ubisoft proudly announced 3 million players. Yeah, right, depending on where you're at, it was 6 days out from a release? What did it come out on the 20th? And then it was Snow White that came out on the 21st. What is a bigger bomb? God, that's going to be funny. We're eventually going to be able to size both of those up, and while Disney can hope to recover and very much is looking to next week with stupid Lilo and Stitch. God, that movie's going to suck, but it's going to make all the fucking money. It's probably going to be the best performing movie. Not named Avatar this year. It's possible. But that How to Train Your Dragon live action remake, bro, it's just these... there's no reason to really hope about a lot of things. There's a bunch of good things. There are some white pills. I'm never black pilling, guys. I might get despondent about a couple of things, but in general, I'm so optimistic about the future. That's why I can look at the present and just fucking laugh, because I know once we get out the other side of this, out the other side of it, it's gonna be glorious. Sorry, it's still a little bit sick, okay, a little bit of a head cold, and that's why the voice is a little bit off, but it's been holding up pretty decently today, and stomach it a little bit tomorrow, because we got a bunch of fun stuff to talk about. But after that, and by Monday and Tuesday, yeah, man, we're gonna be totally back to normal. But I digress. Back to laughing and shitting on Ubisoft, because that is so much more fun. But yeah, proudly announcing the 3 million players. Ubi shills celebrated, declaring their God's greatest gift to mankind had shattered all the gaming records, and no one knew the actual sales numbers. Now, 2 months later, later, you finally have the numbers, and they fucking stink. On PlayStation 5, which was, okay, let's go back. Okay, what did they say? Now, the biggest Ubisoft day one ever on PlayStation Digital Store. Okay, so what does that end up translating to? 1.7 million copies worldwide since launch. Oh, fuck. Yo, that stinks. And on PC, 367,000 copies sold on Steam in the first 2 weeks. Now, I ain't no mathematician or nothing like that, but I can go ahead and take a look at that and realize that, when it comes to hard sales, that's like, that's somewhere in, on, and around about 2 bills that you're accounting for right there, okay? After which sales plummeted so hard it became difficult for analytics to gather accurate data. Oh, okay, cool. So a couple of people bought it on Steam. I remember it was the best-selling game at the time, okay? It was trending. It was, the top best-selling new release and full release, full stop, as far as I can remember. But yeah, it has fallen off of all charts. I don't even know where it's performing at right now, mostly because nobody's playing the goddamn game. I think we talked about it, was it earlier this week, or I got a video coming out where we're just comparing and contrasting. I forget what game it was, but yeah, I ended up dovetailing into, I forget, it wasn't that long ago we talked about it, but yeah, how other Assassin's Creed games right now are outperforming Shadows, so that just kind of lets you know. But, and then on Xbox, to just round everything off, no exact numbers, but it's the worst performing among the 3 platforms. Yeah, because Xbox isn't really a platform anymore, but that's another topic altogether. That brings the total to 2.4 million copies sold across all platforms. And put that into perspective, yes, Ghost of Tsushima sold that many copies in 3 days. Even Assassin's Creed 1, a game from 18 years ago, which is a tremendous game, sold 2.5 million copies in its first month. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's when I got it, because I really, okay, like a lot of people overlook that and immediately go, yeah, just play the Ezio trilogy, which hey man, Assassin's Creed 2 is amazing, but the original, there's a lot of juice, okay, in the Assassin's Creed franchise, especially with everything prior to the reboot. I mean, like, there's a bunch of good games, okay? For me, like, I think the first 3, including the spin-offs for Ezio and stuff, the Brotherhood and Revelations, they're good in their own right, but yeah, 1, 2, and 3 are really tight games, okay? And what was it also? Yeah, because we talked about this recently. Split Fiction, it sold 4 million copies, and it released a little bit ahead of Shadows. And they came out and said 4 million copies sold. Clair Obscur Expedition 33, 2 million copies sold. Assassin's Creed Shadows, 3 million players. And give or take, within the first 2 months, maybe 2.5 million sales. Maybe. So even if Ubisoft was factoring in all of those sales right there, not even anybody's signing up to their shitty Ubisoft Plus platform to play this garbage. Shit is dire, bro. And then going back to the financial numbers after it ends up releasing that, yeah, Shadows was, well, it wasn't quite as it wasn't quite as successful as the shills would have you believe. The stock crashes 18% after earnings miss and Tencent deal fallout. Yep. Ubisoft stock fell sharply on Thursday, dropping more than 18% to, yes, 9.55 euros per share, following a fourth quarter earnings report that disappointed investors and triggered renewed concerns about the company's financial direction. Yep, I can imagine by the end of the year, Tencent, we know that they ended up acquiring 25% of a new umbrella group under the Ubisoft banner, where they're going to be shepherding the, 3 most lucrative IPs, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and a Rainbow Six. The stock continues at that level, sub double digits. Yeah, it won't be that long until Tencent is able to just come in and swoop up the rest of it for pennies on the dollar. For the fiscal year ending March 31st, 2025, Ubisoft reported net bookings of 1.85 billion euros, marking a 20.5 year-over-year decline, or 20.5% year-over-year decline. Company also posted an operating loss of 15.1 million euros for the year. While Ubisoft pointed to Assassin's Creed Shadows released in March as the contributing factor to the year's results. What? Now they're blaming Shadows, but I thought it was a big success. It was the best performing day one that was released on a Wednesday under a full moon in the early throes of spring that they've ever done. How many more qualifiers? Oh yeah, with the Black Samurai. I thought that it was a success, right? No, it's also the reason why the studio is fucking collapsing. The company cited lower than expected partnerships as a primary reason for the decline in bookings. Ubisoft reported 1.8 billion euros in net bookings, reflects the total value of products and services sold or committed during the fiscal year, including digital and physical game sales, in-game purchases, subscriptions, and pre-orders. Wow, when you're a game company and nobody's buying your games, that's kind of a problem, I think. Unlike standard revenue, which is recognized only when a product is delivered or a service is rendered, net bookings are a forward-looking metric of demand and expected income. Yeah, because what exactly? Okay, because we were talking about this in the lead up to Shadows. What else does Ubisoft have on their plate for 2025? Oh, spoilers, nothing. The 20.5% decline signals a significant drop in both customer engagement and Ubisoft near term, a revenue pipeline. For investors, weakening bookings are often seen as an early warning sign of future financial strain. Ubisoft's outlook for the 2025-2026 fiscal year also failed to inspire confidence. The publisher said it expects net bookings to remain stable year over year and is aiming to break even on a non-IFRS operating income basis. Investors reacted swiftly. Thursday, Ubisoft stock drop brings the company's total decline to nearly 60% over the past 12 months. Fuck, it's dead. With the market value now sitting well below key debt thresholds. The earnings call followed a string of financial challenges, including internal restructuring, layoffs, and growing pressure from shareholders. The Tencent subsidiary deal, yes, still under fire. The 25% that, oh boy, really tanked stocks about a month ago when that was announced. Right after that super successful launch, you end up selling off, basically. Well, for as much as everybody was saying it was 25% of your company, honestly, it's your 3 most successful IPs, which does a lion's share of the revenue generation. So, hey man, if you really want to get down to it, it's much more than 25%. And at this point in time, they continue to drive down the price of their company. It's looking like an even more lucrative investment from there. So yeah, Tencent, I think that they're going to be doing a little bit more Ubi shopping by the end of the year, mostly because at this point, somebody's got to. This is apparently not the customers. But yeah, Assassin's Creed Shadows, guys, huge success, 3 million players. And it's so successful, yeah, we don't really need to give you an update on it. You can find the numbers if you're looking for it. And if you're looking for numbers, oh, what are you? Just a racist who hates black people. Sure thing, bro. Have fun on the French unemployment line. Check in with Sandfall Interactive, your former co-workers, and see if they're hiring, because they actually make games that people want to play. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.